Let's get to it. What's up, Kafka? Hello.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. I'm very hyped after that 64 run just had. Honestly,
It was pretty cool. The death, the Jigglypuff death in the Polygon fight at the end I was like, oh no, but it was all good. It came around. It was a good run.
very fun time. Honestly, this should be a fun time too. I've played a skin before. Chameleon Twist is awesome.
It's certainly a unique one. So, ready to get started then?
Absolutely. Would you like me to do commentary though?
Yes. So joining me on commentary today is a previous world record holder and somebody who's developed a lot of strats in this game. Cyanidegunner, say hello.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Quick before we get started, I wanted to mention that I've ran this game for a few GDQ events in the past, and currently every character in this version of the game has been shown at some event other than this character until today. So let's go ahead and get started. In 3.
Ah.
Yeah, right? It's interesting. I don't know. 3.
I was wondering about that. Yeah, you're talking about that.
Also, any questions in chat, just throw them at me and I'll try my best to answer them.
Yep.
Feel free.
Yep, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. And I guess one thing to mention is there is no actual difference in the gameplay between any of the characters either. Just a aesthetic thing. But basically the object of 100% is to collect all the crowns that you see in the game, and there's between 21 and 25 in every level. And yeah, I'm going to let Cy take it away, and I'm going to focus on the run. So go ahead.
Yeah, so like Kefka says, there's between 21 and 25 crowns in every stage. Why there's no 25 in each stage, it's beyond me. I've got no idea. This game is held together by glue. You'll see multiple uses of like vaults and spins. This is the first level, Jungle Land, and the reason actually we're playing on the US version. There's a bunch of regional differences that I'll point out when we get to them, and the Japanese version of 100% is like 5 minutes slower, for reasons I'll point out later. So yeah, this is Jungle Land. This is stage 1. It's a fairly straightforward stage. First regional difference actually is this water here will slow you down on the Japanese version if you walk through it, whereas on US you can just sort of jump and walk and it's fine.
You just jump in the wall there? Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 crowns hidden behind that wall. Quite fun.
That's really cool.
So we're entering Cave now. This is the second stage, and in any percent we actually skip this part of Jungle Land by door clipping backwards and warping to the boss. But it's fine. We've got to get all the crowns here. This is probably the second most optimized stage in 100%, I'd say. And in this room, you've got to grab 2 spiders, or 4, shoot these nests, and then grab the crowns. It's a bit strange, but it's quite easy to do. But it's also quite easy to mess up. In the next room, there's actually a crown that's a little awkward to get. If you've got it, like you've got to jump and grab that pole, rather than just tongue towards it, which is a little awkward. But yeah, we're almost at the end of Jungle Land, and we get to see the first boss. There are 6 stages, and in any percent, you've only got to do 4. Not do any like glitches or anything. The game makes you do stage 1, 2 or 3, then 4 or 5, and then 6. So yeah, but in 100% we don't get to skip any of those. We've got to do them all, which means we'll see 2 stages that haven't been shown at GDQ before. For fun. This is actually a pretty hard trick coming up. This spin here. Let's see if they get it. Yeah, nice first try.
Yo.
That's a lot hard. That's a lot harder than it looks. But yeah. That's the end of Jungle Land, 25 crowns. Boss coming up. This boss is called Lizard Kong for some reason. We think it's a King Kong reference and a Donkey Kong reference. It's just a guy, Kill Monkey in shades.
That's such a cool Kong. What the heck?
Yeah. This fight's really easy. You just grab a bunch of butterflies and push them off the edge. And that's Jungle Land complete. 1 out of 6 done.
Pretty good, Jungle Land. Pretty good,
yeah,
honestly.
That looked pretty good. I'm going to guess a 47?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep, 247.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Ant-Man, and this is one of the 100% in all level exclusive stages. Also, arguably the worst stage in the game, but it's got some cool music, so it's fine. coming up, we'll be getting to another regional difference. You'll see Kefka go, not this room, the next one. There'll just be a ring of circle, like a circle of crowns. In the Japanese version, there's a bunch of platforming that you've got to do to get all the 8 crowns, but in the US, they just sort of lay them out like that nicely. We will actually be setting up a trick that we will use a few times later in the run, which I'll point out when we get there. But yeah, this is a door clip, first try, nice.
Ooh.
Again, a lot harder than it looks. In practice runs earlier, Kefka was messing that up a lot. And that's not like a insult or anything, it's just a really hard trick, so it's really cool that they got it first try. These rooms suck. There's 2 of these spinning rooms, and you've got to wait for them to stop spinning until the ants come out, and then you've got to get rid of all the ants. They can spin anywhere from it takes a while. This was a relatively quick one, but you can lose 15-20 seconds in those rooms very, very easily. Just for no reason other than you got bad luck. It's unfortunate. Yeah. So in the next room we'll be setting up a trick that I'll be diving into more later because it's one of the main reasons that this is faster than the Japanese version. And it's known as actor storage or just storage, but we'll get to that when it comes to it. We'll see Kefka save here, because we'll be coming back here later, but you'll see. The next room is fun. You just press B and press A and spin. This room looks cool if it's done well, so let's just... It's very hard to not take damage, and they did it. And
Nice.
then a nice little boost with the flame to save a second. This has been a really decent Ant-Man so far. Kefka's making the stage look very, very easy.
Okay, it's got door clip first try again.
Yeah. This might
I'm kind
be
of like running out of my mind if I'm being honest.
Yeah, this Ant-Man is going really, really well. Decent RNG, door clips first try. There's one more coming up and one more bad RNG section. So if they get this door clip first try.
Oh, not even second try.
Ooh.
It's because we said something.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
commentator curse.
We jinxed it.
There it is.
Still, that's very easy to mess up. It's a really hard trick. Really good RNG in this room as well. Wow. I wish I got RNG that's good in rooms. No. So we're coming up toward the end of Ant-Land. There are 25 crowns in Ant-Land, and I think it's the only other stage other than Jungle Land that has 25 crowns. But yeah, we're almost at the boss of this stage, which is just be prepared for what this boss is, because I don't think you can be prepared enough. It's the boss alone, compared to the task of the first 2 levels in any percent, is about 10 seconds slower than the first 2 stages in the any percent task. Just the boss of this stage, which is why we don't do this stage in any percent, because it's very, very slow. Yeah. These ants sort of track the player, so it's very hard to avoid them. Yeah, that was a really good Ant-Man. Here she comes. So this is Quintella. She's a giant ant, and she'll spin a lot. So we'll see Kefka grab the pole in a sec, and then trip her over, grab an ant and shoot. We've got to do that 5 times. And notice that she'll be spinning between each shot. So she's done a spin there and then she's done another one. Every time you shoot her, she adds another spin to that cycle. So after this shot it'll be 3. And then after the next shot it'll be 4. And if you miss a shot and she stands back up, you've got to wait for her to do all of that spinning again. And it loses so much time. So whilst the fight isn't hard, it's very easy to mess up and just lose a bunch of time here. But it seems to be going pretty well so far.
So I got asked during this fight because it seems like a little bit of downtime. So for all the crowns in the game, what do you get if you do collect all of them? Do you get anything at all?
Excellent question. So on the US version, you don't need 141 crowns, which is the total there is. You only need 20 in each stage, and that unlocks stage 7, which is essentially a boss rush. And it's just a way to fight the bosses faster. There's no differences between the bosses on the US version. They're just a room full of doors that lead to bosses. But on the Japanese version, you get boss rush at 120, so 20 in each stage, which unlocks essentially hard mode for the bosses, which is really fun. and really changes the bosses. Also, end of Antland, really good fight, really good Antland, except for that one door clip.
Nice.
But yeah, so you unlock the harder boss rush on the Japanese version, and then for 100%, you unlock the white chameleon on the Japanese version, which is one of two JP exclusive chameleons.
Yeah, technically white hasn't been featured in a DDQ yet either, but that'll come eventually.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah. So this is Kids Land. This is, despite the name, it's not a very fun place. This is arguably the hardest stage in the game, in every category, almost. And that's because of those rooms there. Those rooms, there's 4 of them, with the chocolate platforms that are moving. Those platforms are in a global cycle, which means they are moving as soon as you enter the stage. And missing a cycle in Kids Land, especially 100%, loses like 15 seconds per cycle. So you really want to run fast and get the good cycles. Which is a lot harder to do than it seems, because some of the tricks and some of the movement in Kids Land is just very difficult. The next room in particular, there's a crown that you can get. And Kefka's not going for the hard strat, which is very justified because it's not very marathon safe. Where you just sort of jump into the crown or stand on the edge of the platform that Kefka's on now and just let the platform push you into the crown. And if you fall, you've got to do the entire thing again, and it's a pain. So now we're to Kids Land. We'll be coming up with the next regional difference. In the next room, on the Japanese version, this room here, there's a door to the left that leads to a bowling mini-game. That is mandatory, because it gives you a crown. And it's very difficult, takes about 2.5-3 minutes if done first try. And you need a really high score, I think it's 200 out of 300. So it's like 7 strikes or something needed, it's very difficult. Okay, 12 crowns. That pole grab is a lot more difficult than it looks. Just jumping from that platform and grabbing the crown. Grabbing the pole. Made it into the next cycle room. A little behind pace, but this should be good. To make the fast cycle. Yeah. Nice recovery.
It's like the pole spins look way harder than they probably actually are.
No, they are quite difficult, yeah.
Yeah, they seem like it.
This vault is also very difficult. Nice second try. Those pole spins, like, the cycle movement in Kids Land and like on every category is the hardest part. Because until you learn the cycles, it's mostly just improvisation. But thankfully, every cycle room from this point on, because there's 2 more, is basically the same movement as like on every cycle. Kefka's going for a really difficult trick, I'm surprised. I would just take the RNG here. Kefka's going to try and do a Kids Land door clip, which is very hard. The hardest kind of door clip in the game. You'd think all door clips would be the same, but no. This one wasn't thought to be possible until like last year. And you've got to get yourself, there you go, you've got to get yourself like precisely angled and get through.
Yeah, we were a little bit behind, so I figured it would at least catch us up, or at the very worst, get to be able to show off a double frame perfect trick. It's always fun.
Yeah.
That's always cool for a showcase like this, honestly.
Yeah, it doesn't cost too much time either. To just,
And it does like 3 of those at high level, it's crazy.
That's really cool.
So this is an interesting situation.
Yeah, this is a rare error.
Yeah, this is one of those this has never happened before moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, the thing.
The thing.
Yeah, so if you miss one of those, we call them polgos. I think the official name is hoppy in the manual. But yeah, we call them polgos. If you miss one, they move and it gets very cumbersome to keep track of them. But yeah, this Kids Land, other than that, has like gone really well. This is a really good showcase of this level and how difficult it is. Because even like the top runners struggle with this stage. It's definitely the biggest reset point after Antland.
Yeah, this stage looks really hard. I know I played this game before, but I don't think I ever played this stage in particular.
Yeah.
It was. I know I've probably played like all the other ones as far as I'm aware though. It's been a few years.
So coming up,
I just remember the Ant Queen.
Yeah. You'll never forget the Ant Queen. So coming up, I'm gonna.
Of course.
Oh, nice, you got it. So the pause that Kefka just got there is essentially double frame perfect because you've got to hit the exact frame but not hit the frame beforehand. And if you do it just right, you can pause and save during the boss cutscene, which allows them to do this trick much faster because normally you've got to wait. And nice.
Very nice.
Normally you've got to like grab all those chocolate kids individually and like wait for the cake to spin, but no, we can just vault up and grab them all. That was found by Running a Week. Shoutouts to Running a Week.
It basically
Made
skips
that
an
trick
auto
so much
scroller.
easier.
So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It saves so much of a headache as well. So this is Bombland. This is my favourite stage in the run, probably. And this is where we'll see the first instance of actor storage. So Kefka's going to save in the next room and then go back into the save that he made in Antland. Grab a bunch of ants and then come back to this save. And what that's going to allow him to do is when he goes through the loading zone, the mouth of the chameleon will fill up and allow us to spit out the 2 crowns that are in that room, which normally we'd have to like break a bunch of blocks for and like just do some really precise and honestly slow and tedious movement. So yeah, just spit out 2 crowns, and that saves about 6 seconds in this room, and we do it once more in Bombland, and that saves about 12. And I think upwards of 30 seconds of time save is made from storage alone. And it's the reason I ran this category, because it's just an interesting trick. Nobody's 100% sure how it works. Like, we've got some idea, and we're about as good as we're going to get without, like, fully diving into the code. But, yeah, another save here. And then Kefka's actually going to grab a precise, like, a specific missile here to destroy that enemy, to open the door, and then grab that one before they leave. If you do it the other way around, the storage trick won't work because of reasons that are very complicated. But now you just need to see that all the crowns have been gotten with it, and it saves so much time, because normally you've got to break these blocks in these pillar rooms, and the crowns are in, like, underneath the tallest ones, so Kefka would have to break, like, all 6 of those blocks, and then there's one down to the right, and it's way too much effort when we can just store them. Very nice. But yeah, this Bombland's been going really well. There was actually another regional difference that I missed. Earlier on in this stage, where the room before they set up the second storage, there is a mini boss fight on the Japanese version against the Black Chameleon, which is the other Japanese exclusive chameleon, who unfortunately can't be used in full game, but can be used in battle mode and training mode, which is nice. Oh, that's awkward. So these cannons shoot cannonballs out at random.
These rooms can get out of hand really quick.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get bad luck, like that.
Okay.
Nice.
That was interesting.
Good clutch.
This is
Yeah.
sure.
And one more door clip by the end of the stage. And now we're on to boss number 4. This is Bomb Snake, or Bomb Caterpillar, or Bomb Centipede, whatever you want to call it. There's actually been some strat developments in this fight, but I think Kefka's going to play it safe. Yeah. And use good old faithful. Just grab 1, grab 3, and then grab another 3. In the Japanese version, you can actually kill this in, like, a much different way, because the snake moves faster and drops more bombs, so you can just grab a bunch and shoot it pretty much instantly. But on the US version, we're stuck with a slower snake. Yeah, really good Bombland. Unfortunate bridge too, but yeah, not much you
Doing
can do
very well
outside
so
of
far,
that.
honestly.
Yeah, this is a really good pace run. So this is Desert Castle. This is my other favourite stage in the game, and this is the other 100% in all levels exclusive stage. This is more of an outside stage, like the start of Jungle Land. There's 24 crowns here, and up until like last year, this stage was really hard. But through like a lot of hard work and developments, the community have made this one of the I don't want to say easiest stages because it's still tricky, but it's a lot safer than it used to be. You just gotta make sure you catch this cycle, which is also a global cycle. And then there's one more tricky thing coming up. And a cool strat that I hope Kefka's gonna go for. But outside of that, it's all pretty straightforward for Desert Castle. Some cool swinging pendulums. The music here is pretty cool as well.
You're just running on the wall right now?
Yeah, so that there's just an I say invisible, you can kind of see it. There's like a ledge just sticking out against that wall for some
there is.
reason.
I see it now.
Just for some reason. Yeah.
That's very odd.
So Kefka's gonna vault here and grab these crowns. Are they going for it? Nice. So that grab was found. Nice.
Yeah.
So Kefka's on.
Aww.
Oh. Nicely recovered.
Good recovery though.
Really well recovered. So that spin was known, but the vault grab makes it so much easier, and nobody thought to do that until like last month. But yeah, that's the fast movement for that area. And now we're stuck on the sand slide where we can't move. It's fun. You're just sort of stuck here until you reach the bottom. You can actually jump frame perfectly down here.
If you miss these couple crowns as well, it's really hard to recover these particular ones because you can't like move around on that thing at all. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, you gotta grab the poles and spin back up and death warp and stuff. It's much easier to just get the crowns than to miss them. So there's a trick here you can do. Kefka won't be doing it because it requires like a really good controller pretty much. But you can walk along the edge of these spikes rather than sticking your tongue out and putting them down, and it'll save like 3 seconds. And it's very difficult and not worth going for even if you do have the good controller, but it looks cool, so. Yeah, we're about halfway through this stage. So these sections here, this is what we call the second sand slide section. If Kefka's movement goes well, this looks really clean, so I really hope it goes well. Oh. Clean enough. Nice.
Yeah, good enough.
We take those. So coming up is the last death warp in the game. Actually, it's the only forward pushing death warp as well. So we're going to jump off these steps and just into the void, and we'll be pushed forward onto one of these carpets, which are like a little bit further ahead, and save a couple of seconds.
Also, motion sickness warning.
Yeah, motion sickness warning for these because it kind of sucks. There's one crown in this section, and it's very easy to miss. There you go. But yeah, we're coming up to the end of Desert Castle, which means there's only one stage left. And yeah,
this is flying by so quickly.
Yeah, this has been a really good run so far.
I've always knew this game is such a good speed game. I've never seen 100% before. This has been a treat to watch so far.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Yeah,
this has been like a really fun game to learn.
Normally I talk a little bit more during these hotfix events, but I've kind of just been drilling in and like super focused on the run this time around. It's been pretty great.
It's been showing too, honestly, because like, you're playing really well right now.
Yeah. I can talk enough for both of us anyway, it's fine. So, yeah, this is the end of Desert Castle. I'm actually going to be quiet here and ask for silence, because this boss requires audio cues.
Yeah, hopefully we get this. It's really cool looking. Normally he flies up and down in the air and you have to just wait for him to land, but we can skip doing all that. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Really solid Desert Castle, honestly. I'm curious to see the IGT for this because you got the fast cycle. Yeah, I'm going to say like a 450 452-ish?
457.
Okay. Sub 5 is good. Okay, this is Ghost Castle. This is the final stage. And we're going to do 2 more storages here. Kefka's setting up one now. We're going to be going into a billiards mini game, which is very difficult without storage, and still difficult with storage, just less so. The strat that Kefka is using was actually found by their dad, who doesn't run this game, but is a big fan of the community and watching the run. And Kefka's dad suggested this, and we call it Tater Shots after Kefka's dad's username on Twitch. And it's just a boop, boop,
Nope.
boop.
We were just slightly misaligned for the setup.
It's a very precise, very difficult section of the game.
I kind of love that though. Whenever like someone who is not even part of the community just finds like a cool speedrun trick that saves time. I love that stuff.
And now we're just sort of hoping for the best, because this is what happens if you don't have storage for billiards. You just sort of gotta pray that the N64 can process balls well enough, which it can't. Like I say, this game was held together by glue.
It's doing its best for sure.
Yeah.
These two are just not cooperating though.
Yeah.
Oh, we got one. Okay.
Nice. This can just happen though. This is like very typical of what can happen in a run. Just because it's very unpredictable. There we go.
There it is. Nice.
Nice. What's that here? Okay. So that's the hard part out of the way. Now we just got a pretty straightforward level actually. We're coming to the end of the run.
Nice.
20 more crowns to go.
That billiards was rough.
Yeah.
It's the kind
was
of thing that,
unfortunate.
like, if once it goes out of hand, it just completely spirals. It's one of those sorts of things.
And you saw how much trouble it was to just pot 2 of the balls. Imagine doing that without storage and having to pot all 6.
Oh.
Like it's very, very stressful and difficult. Okay. Excuse me. We'll be going to the library next. Library's fun. We just sort of stand still. Like, we lose control of the chameleon for like 10 seconds and the room spins. And then there's some pretty precise platforming in this room to get the crowns. Playing it safe, smart. Yeah, that vault's a little tricky. There's actually also another collectible in the Japanese version, which is a carrot. And there's 5 of them. And they just put, like, essentially, they are keys to unlock the billiards minigame and the bowling minigame and the mini-boss fight. Like, they just decided they needed more in the game. So they added carrots and a bunch of other content that we never got over in the West, unfortunately.
That explains why you had the version differences then in that case.
Yeah.
Like on Screen.com and everything.
Yeah, the US version released like December, and then the Japanese version, or November or something, and then the Japanese version released like a couple of months later. This is the most precise storage in the game. This is the last one as well. Kefka's got to grab a very specific answer. And they nailed it, I think.
Yeah, I
Might
think
be one
that's
too
good.
short. If it's one too short, the candle at the back will be there.
Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. Well, camera.
Oh. And the camera wants to behave.
There we go.
Yeah, I think one too short.
Yep.
Okay.
Good recovery, though.
Yeah, really well handled.
Nice,
Unfortunate
nice.
about the flame grab. Would have been nice to get a few more. These rooms here are RNG. There's 2 of those mirror rooms. You've got to break one of them, and it's completely random which. There's no way to tell for some reason. There's also 2 of these rooms. And this is one of the main reasons why Japanese version is actually faster for any percent. Because the second version of this room, these platforms will spawn and disappear way faster, as will the flames that are required to hit the candles. Whereas on the US version, you can just sort of take your time and cruise on by. Quite nice.
I remember hating this room casually.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
It's
Like
not
nothing.
a good time. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't use those flames in this room because they are just considered different enemies in the code. Like they are actually programmed differently, just so they
Gosh,
don't
there's
work
two of
with
them.
just so they don't work with these candles. It's actually kind of strange. It's one of the things that you'd think they wouldn't like remember to change, but it's one of the few things they actually remember to change and like fix. This game has a lot of weird decisions. But we're coming up to the very end, and I'm going to put a little pressure on Kafka and say there's a trick in the final room that saves a ton of time and is very difficult, and it looks really cool. So I'm going to ask if you'll do it, try it once, just for me.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
What's the timer at, actually?
29:03.
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Yeah. It's a very tricky vault off a pole. And it's done in any percent, but it's a bit easier in any percent because you've got more space to like set it up and stuff. And you can just sort of go straight for it, but you've got to get a crown in 100%. Making that room look a lot easier than it is. Well done.
That was nice.
Yeah. And this is the final room. So we're going to spin here. Grab that crown.
Ah,
Nice.
Let's go.
Oh, my
First try.
Let's
that's-
go.
That's a lot harder than it
Outstanding.
looks. That's
That looked really
Oh.
cool too. That's
like
there's volumes there.
in a
Let's
vacuum.
go.
That's a pretty easy strat, but like at the end of a run, that's arguably the hardest strat.
Yeah,
in the
we're
game.
literally at the
Because-
final boss, so it's like you know you have that on the table.
So this is Pile of Books for no reason. It's just called Pile of Books. First phase, you've got to break these arms. And then second phase is going to spit a bunch of stuff at you. You've just got to grab it and then shoot and hope you kill it in one shot.
we are coming up on time as well, very very shortly.
Yeah. Good start.
Time.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a
GG.
we got a double straight shot kill, which is very very rare. You don't get to see
Tricky.
those often. Normally, I wouldn't even
Yeah.
go for one of those at a marathon, but I don't know. I was feeling zesty.
Zesty. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's
love it.
Chameleon Twist 100%. US specifically. It's
That was a lot of fun
fairly-
to watch. Thanks for
Yeah.
showing off.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. The game's really cool. It's been a while since I've seen it, honestly. It was awesome to see us again.
Yeah.
It's definitely
I'm glad you
unique.
enjoyed it.
It's a great speed run for like beginners to get into as well because
Yeah.
it's short. There's not there's a lot of really good beginner strats and stuff. So I just want to give a big shout out to the Chameleon Twist community because you guys are
Yeah.
awesome. Like for real.
They're all a bunch of like the nicest speedrunners you'll ever meet. They're just really nice people. And they will help you with any questions or any problems. They'll just some of the nicest people in speedrunning. And
I love
not
that.
I'm not just saying that because I run the game. Like it's genuinely so nice.
If someone are interested in joining the community or just learning this run, where would they go for that?
Do you want to say or should I say Kafka?
So I think the best option is probably just to go to the leaderboard on speedrun.com, and then there's a link right there to go to join the Discord, which is what I would definitely recommend. And there's somebody there 24/7 to answer questions.
Pretty much, yeah.
We've got people that encompass all hours of the day, so we're good to go on that.
That's awesome. If people want to see more of this game or other things you play, where'd they go for that?
You all can find me over at twitch.tv/Kefka14. I run mostly 64 games, but I also dabble in some Switch games. Just a couple weeks ago, I ran MacBat 64 actually for a bargain bin. So, you know, I play a lot of platformers and sort of just niche, obscure, shorter speedruns typically.
And then you can find me at twitch.tv/Cyanidegunner. And I don't stream as much as I used to, but I'm normally either playing this or I've been learning Hello Kitty Roller Rescue recently, which has been a lot of fun.
Ooh, that's a good speed game.
It really
I've seen it
is.
before.
It's got really cool movement in it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thank you both for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
There you go.
Like, for real, this
Perfect
has been a great time.
Yeah. This has been really fun, yeah. Thank you.
I know it's where your profile picture came from right there. That little bunny there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
That rabbit is a war criminal. We don't like that
context is okay.
we don't like that rabbit. Well, I don't.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the plot of the game. Yeah, you get turn into a chameleon or something, or you get sentient.
We skip the intro cutscene, but it's essentially Alice in Wonderland with chameleons. We follow
pretty
a
much.
rabbit into a pot and get turned into a weird bipedal lizard man.
Now we're back to I guess nature.
Yeah.
Back to how it always is.
And as the credits fade and the chameleon walks off, we'll see the final in-game time and the crown total.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see if it's a valid run at the very least. And it is.
Okay. 25-28,
Nice.
that's really good.
Yeah, 141
final
total.
time?
So
What was the final time, RTA?
25.
On stream it was 31:15.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's a solid run.
Very good stuff.
Nice.
That being said, this will be the conclusion of my show for the week. Do all the things. Thank you all for watching. If you run a 100% speedrun or a category like all levels, all bosses, etc., be sure to submit it to my show. You can go to games.co.com/hotfix to do so. Use the form there and just put my show in there. And I'm absolutely down to show it off in the future. That being said, that's it for me this week. So thank you all for watching. I'll be back in 2 weeks from now with more completionist-style speedruns. But after this is going to be 8F of Challenger approaching. They have a Lives of Peon hit list this week, so that should be very awesome. Stick around for that if you want to see some of that. But that's it for me. I'll see you all around.